Hello guys, it's me, Pez Flips, and today is another unboxing. An unboxing of something that I have been excited to try out for quite some time now. I originally actually had a clone of this balisong, which also happened to be this material type. But the original balisong that this is made out of was titanium. Now, you might be asking, well, what was that? And if you have eyes and the cognitive ability to read, then you already know what that is, and that is what we'll be opening today in this luxurious package, which is a paper towel. I haven't opened it up yet, but what this guy is the aluminum cygnus. So, as you guys may know, I had an aluminum cygnus that was a clone a long time ago. I ended up selling it because I was trying to downsize the collection and get some new stuff. So yeah, this guy is actually the authentic LDY aluminum cygnus, and I think this is something that I will be very excited to flip. From what I've heard, it's very light, pretty neutral, and out of all the colorways, I was torn between the black or the gray, because the white one I think looked a little odd, but I do enjoy the way this one looks. I do like how just based off of looks here, the G10 goes around the sides here, so you can see it kind of wraps around to this face, and the texturing is actually pretty deep. I can especially feel the texturing down here on the jimping, and that feels really good. It almost wants to pull my finger towards where these lines are leading. I don't think the edge on this guy is really that significant. I heard that the guy kind of dulled it before. I did buy this secondhand. I got it for an insane deal of $160, which this guy retails at like $250 or something like that, $280, but I was able to pick it up for a very good deal. And there are a few blemishes, a little bit of a nick here, mostly on this handle. Don't know. Wow, that blade is a lot thinner here than I expected. Not a lot of material up here. Mostly all that material is concentrated up here, but this insert I think helps to take out some more weight up here as well, because it's aluminum and it's heavily milled out. It's going to be on the lighter side, but let's just give it a go and see what it flips like. First thing I noticed is that the handles are very round, but very comfortable. The fans don't feel like excessively odd because of the weight concentration. I was wondering if it was going to feel weird because of the fact that there is not really a lot of weight towards the pivot area, but I'd say it feels pretty good. The sound is better than I was thinking too. It really... all the sound kind of exits out of this large cutout here. Obviously, other people have talked about the design of the Cygnus, the real Cygnus. I think Will Hirsch's second channel video talking about it was kind of the most informative, talking about the use of these different materials to achieve function as well as looks. That being that the G10 gives you the face that you need for the texturing, but you have the titanium, in this case aluminum, that gives you smoother chaplins because it's not going to grab on the G10. Here, the texturing, you definitely feel the texturing when you chaplin, but I don't think it's abrasive in a way that is uncomfortable. People mention it's really light, but I also have a particular taste for lighter knives, so this guy feels actually like pretty fair. Obviously, if you're somebody who's used to flipping over like 4.2 or 4.3 ounces, this thing's probably going to feel a little light. I don't know the exact weight on it, but I'd say the mass definitely is there. Sometimes I feel it kind of wanting to run away, but I think that's more of just the fact that, again, the weight is concentrated towards the end of the handles, or the end of the blade here, and I guess, yeah, the handles as well. As for revisions to it, I know that in the past, with the actual Cygnus, the titanium one, the G10 went all the way down and the screw head kind of divided the G10, which is still something that you can see here. There's a tiny piece of G10, but it is capped by some aluminum, which helps prevent that cracking, because that is a tiny amount of material. So I'm curious how its durability will withstand. This texturing almost, I don't know, it's like almost, it catches the light in a way that you can almost see its texture, it's layering, it kind of glows almost. These lines here, these milling lines, do offer quite a bit for when you're doing fans. Which, I mean, I normally do my fans a little farther away from the pivot area, but this one, like, because it is pretty neutral, you can get away with fanning closer to the pivots. Little tip if you have like blade bias and stuff, it's easier to flip a little closer to the end of the handles. But let's see how it does on a ladder. Whoa. So a little slippery. Obviously, I don't love dropping this thing in the dirt here, but it's a little too dark to record inside with this guy right now. Obviously I'll need to have to spend more time with this thing, but right now I do feel pretty comfortable with it. It's got its own little quirks with the way that its weight is distributed, but I don't think it's kind of like that big of a difference that makes it very awkward to flip. There are some knives that I've flipped that they just require a lot of like a much more significant learning curve. In this one, I do feel some of its oddities, but I would say that in terms of how it feels, it doesn't feel like it's exceptionally unique compared to other Balisongs. I do feel like there, when I did like the thumb rollover, it almost struggled to make it over. Let's see its swing. Okay, might need some lube, not sure. Actually, no, that's probably okay. Let's see the swing like this. So yeah, pretty neutral. And the balance point is about there. So yeah, I'll need to spend a little bit more time with it. I love this hollow grind right here. That is a nice touch. This cutout is also chamfered, so it's not really uncomfortable. I know that finding Cygnus hardware is something that is like impossible to do, and I don't know if LDY is particularly known for being able to help a lot with people. I've seen a lot of people on the secondhand market begging for Cygnus hardware. So in this case, I'm a little hesitant to ever open this thing up, because if I do develop tap or anything, I imagine it's going to be hard to get this guy fixed. Yeah, I loved the look of the Cygnus, but I could never justify that kind of price. It did feel expensive for what it was. And you know, the weird thing about the aluminum Cygnus, I can't imagine that they've made a ton of them, but you don't ever see any content on the aluminum Cygnus. There are like 0 videos about this. I think the Buffness made like 1 video, which was like barely talking about it. And then like, I know like Lil Flips, I don't know if they still own one, but they also have flipped one of these on a short. So like, it's really hard to find any sort of content on these. I know that for the LDY competition, they were giving these away as prizes to the judges, and I'm not sure if for the competition winners, I think so. But something that's tangential about the competition thing is I have no idea why LDY decided to use Comic Sans as their font. If you ever look at like the Orions that they did, the competition ones, with the blades look sick, but the handles, yeah, Comic Sans, which is the weirdest thing ever. It's, as I'm flipping this thing more, it feels handle bias in the hand, but then performance-wise, it actually still performs like a neutral Balisong. Obviously, I have a lot of experience flipping more blade bias knives, so it's not like uncomfortable for me, so maybe that's why I'm a little less susceptible to it. But you know, obviously the thing with the original Cygnus is that all the titanium down here did offer it more weight. There isn't any relief in the channel here, which is interesting. I wonder if this thing will get tap. No tap currently. I know that LDY's tolerances do hold up pretty well. I used to have an Orion, and that thing, yeah, it held up well. So I think this thing will too. I'm confident in LDY's ability to make good products. So yeah, not much more to say here now. Really just going to be spending the whole week with this guy, get my thoughts on it so that we can kind of make a more in-depth review about what I think about this guy, because I think in terms of reviews, obviously I have the Gaboon that I should do a review on, but I think that the Gaboon is something that has been talked about, whereas the Aluminum Cygnus, like I said before, dude, this is a ghost online, like doesn't exist. So yeah, we will get our thoughts on this guy, and then eventually I'll make that video talking about how I feel about him. But yeah, super excited to be able to have this, and at the price that I got this thing, that is so nice. Now, $260 or whatever, don't think I'd ever buy this thing, but in terms of its premium quality, like this thing feels well built. Like with G10, you know, there's extra machining to be done, so I can understand that it's going to be more expensive, but if you can get this thing on the secondhand market, obviously I'm going to have to spend more time and kind of give my idea of like how much I would be willing to pay for it. For $160, that's not a deal you get every day. So yeah, I'm excited to have this guy in the collection, and to give you guys a little bit more of my thoughts after some time. So thank you for watching. It's been Pez Flips, and I'll see you in the next video. Drink some water and eat some protein. Bye.